Hey everybody, Graham here with another Royalty Fitness video, and today we are going to learn the jab. Now I know in the last video I incorporated it with the functional movement of moving sideways and forwards and backwards, but today we're going to get more in depth with throwing that jab, how to throw it properly, and what training exercises and drills you can do to make that jab a lot better. So now, when we want to start throwing our jab, we want to make sure we have a good foundation, right? Just like in the last video, you have that line in between your legs, okay? So, have a good foundation with your feet. You can either set up a rope, you can set up a broomstick down, anything that creates a line, okay? So once you get your feet set, hands up right here. You don't want to start hands below your chin or at the chest. You want to start hands right here where I like to call home, right at your face, chin level. So when you're throwing your jab, you can start out by just throwing your arm straight out, okay? Notice as I throw my jab out, I bring it right back home, okay? I don't throw the jab out and drop it and bring it back to here. And also another thing, you never want to throw your jab from down here. Why? Because it takes a lot more time throwing the jab from right here versus right here. It comes out quicker, straighter, and faster, and more efficiently. So now that you've done that, you're getting used to just throwing your arm out there, throwing the jab, rotating the wrist. Now you want to start stepping in with it a little, right? Because the point of the jab, when you step in, is to cover distance and also figure out your range and see how far you are from your opponent and vice versa, okay? So when you take this step, this is important. When you take this step, it doesn't have to be a big dramatic step, right? Just a nice, subtle little step, okay? Watch my front foot. Go with my front hand, right? And you notice when I'm stepping out forward, it's just a tiny step, okay? And again, with my jab, I'm shooting it straight out and it comes back home. Notice when I throw my jab, my front foot follows. It steps out, comes back in with my front foot. And also when you're stepping out, not only it creates more momentum and force going forward, it also closes that distance some. So now that you're comfortable stepping out with your jab, now it's time to move forward with that jab, okay? So get in your stance, hands up. When you step out, that back foot's gonna follow, okay? Right? And notice how every time I throw, my feet don't get tangled. I step out with my front foot, my front hand, and my back foot will follow suit. Okay? Now, when you want to start going backwards, that takes a little more practice. It's opposite hand, opposite foot. So I'll step out with my back foot and use my front hand, my jab hand, sticking it out to help me create more distance. If you have trouble moving with the jab forward and backwards, refer to my other video before on how to move forward, backwards, and side to side. Once you feel like you're comfortable moving forward with the jab, try doubling up the jab, because the jab, you never have enough of them, okay? So, we're right here, and take this lightly, okay? Nice, easy steps. You step forward with the jab, and then you step again, right? Now, here's the secret to this, though. When you throw that first jab, you're stepping out, you're coming all the way out. When you're coming back, though, you want to come about halfway. You don't want to come all the way back home. So, right here, and then step again. It's almost like you're pushing that second one out halfway through the first one. So, boom, 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 boom. My front foot will step out, and then as soon as I want to throw that second jab, I step forward and my back foot follows. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, same thing going backwards. First jab, you don't move. The second one, you step back with your back foot. And then practice going forward again. Now there are different ways to throw the jab. You can become very tricky with it. It doesn't have to be a one move motion, okay? For instance, one of my favorite punches to throw is an up jab, okay? So instead of throwing the punch from here, we're gonna throw it at a downward angle shooting up, okay? So when you throw the jab, I still step and I shoot my arm straight out, okay? You see my hand is underhand now instead of it turned over like this. And the reason why I like this jab so much in particular is that it takes your head off the line. You can sneak under a person's guard, and you can also get way more reach out of it, okay? Boom. You can step forward a little bit, step in, shoot the jab out. Step in with the front foot, shoot the jab out, okay? So when you step in, line your back shoulder up with the line, boom, and shoot that front hand straight out. So the most important thing when practicing your jab is shadow boxing. When you're shadow boxing, don't be afraid to let that jab go, okay? Just get in the habit of throwing your front hand out over and over and over again to where you don't think about it. It's just coming out. Not every jab you throw has to be hard, has to sting. Sometimes you have to throw a couple feints to set it up. Sometimes you have to have a couple throwaway jabs, okay? Just to understand the distance. So when you're shadow boxing, get comfortable throwing that front hand out and moving around with it. I'll show you here in a second. So another drill or exercise to improve the jab and also get good hand-eye coordination is honestly an old school thing. Ball against the wall, throwing the old ball to the wall and catching it, right? So here's what you're gonna do though. Your ball is gonna be in your dominant hand, your power hand. For me, I'm a southpaw, so it's gonna be in my left hand. What you're gonna do, ball's in the dominant hand, you're gonna throw it and catch with your front hand. Now when you throw it, make sure you're throwing the ball high enough to where when it bounces, it's gonna be at least eye level to you. So that way, you can always catch the ball with your front hand. Now, not every throw you throw is gonna be perfect, but still, react. Catching that jab, snapping it out, bringing it back home. Once you feel like you're comfortable with your jab, now it's time to apply it. When you're on a bag, this is a big bad habit that even myself sometimes fall into, no matter what level. Once you get tired, everybody starts dropping their jab down here. You see how it's below my chin? Always remember, when you shoot that jab, you want to shoot face level or even higher, just to get in the habit of throwing your jab high, right? Even when you get tired, slow yourself down, focus, gather your thoughts, and tell yourself, where's that jab need to go? Boom, right there, right? Because not a lot is gonna happen right here. And you see where my hand is compared to where my hand should be. That's an open shot right there. So, when you're throwing the jab, always keep it nice and high. And also, don't be afraid to hold your arm out. Stop the bag, control the bag with your jab. Keep it high, get in footing, boom, let it go. And remember, not every jab has to crack, okay? You want to just tap it, tap it. Just get used to throwing that jab up high. No matter where you are, don't drop that jab. Unless you want to take the jab to the body, but that's for another video. Another good jab exercise to do, just to keep your jab in motion and also getting used to throwing it, is counting up and counting down. So for instance, we're gonna be right here, throw one jab. Now we're gonna throw two. Now we're gonna throw three. Okay? Now we're gonna throw 4. And we're gonna go throw 5. And we're gonna go all the way up to 10, so on and so forth. And once you get to 10, you're gonna start all the way back down, okay? It's a good drill for keeping the jab high, getting good work in the shoulder, and also the more jabs you throw, the more you're gonna move that front foot, trying to get your jabs going, right? So practice these exercises, subscribe and like to the video, comment, let me know what you think, and please share and give a shout out to my camera girl who is behind the screen making it all happen.